So what's that supposed to be about, baby? Y'all remember that song? Sean Paul and Blue Cantrell did a song way back in the day. Used to be my jam. It was a song called Breathe. Blue Cantrell was on a stratospheric rise, and when she was singing, she had a really good voice, good stage presence, and her videos were really nice, and she was making all kind of collabs with everybody. And then one day, no more Blue Cantrell. What happened to Blue Cantrell? Well, you see, there was an episode one day, where she was found walking the streets, and she said, someone poisoned me," and then they attributed to what? Psychosis. So what happened? She said someone poisoned her, but they didn't take into consideration that someone could have done it. And then she could no longer record. She had no gigs here in America. She had to move to another country to get her music career still moving. And even to this day, it's, hit and miss. So, is there a more nefarious thing at work when it came to Blue Cantrell and her career? Well, we think we might have an angle on this one that, some have spoken about, but we want to flesh this out the too strong way. You know how we do it. You see, there was a little rift between Blue Cantrell and another individual, and you might recognize this name, Beyonce. And if you know anything about Beyonce, you'll know that she rose after she left Destiny's Child, and she just went, oh, through the roof. She was all over the place. Singles just went mad. But she encountered another guy by the name of Jay-Z. Okay. When they start to be more in tune with each other and start to date and stuff, she became what I would call possessive. Okay. And it's not bad to be possessive of your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. In fact, you should each be possessive of each other to the point where you protect each other, right? I have no problem with that. But if you're protecting somebody that really doesn't want your protection or would much rather you shut up and sit down in a corner, maybe, just maybe, that is not the person for you. But if the person that you're talking to has a way to catapult you up, or you can use that person, you'll endure a lot. And in some cases, you may even try and put your foot down about the things they do. It has been well documented that Beyonce has been the principal when it comes to misconduct of Jay-Z, when it comes to female artists that he's trying to sign to his record label. Some of them are as young as 16, where he has this Weinstein approach to things. You want my record deal? We're going to have to deal with something in the bedroom.
She was also under Jay Wing. Sees and the music mogul was assisting her in finding her footing in the business. Unfortunately, rumors circulated that Jay-Z and Rihanna were secretly dating. The rumor was especially scandalous because Rihanna was still a teenager at the time, only 17.
Beyonce got jealous of that. She put a kibosh to many a relationship and careers because of that. Blue Cantrell could very well be another one of those. And it could also be one of those that Jay-Z never let go of. It could have been the one that got away and the one that he really, really, really wanted to be with. Now, I'm not saying that they did have anything, but when she was asked by Wendy Williams as to whether or not she had any kind of intimate relationship with Jay-Z, she had a really weird reaction to that. Like this. Take a look.
Fuck Jay-Z.
Oh my god!
I heard he's on like a horse too. Oh yeah, Beyonce.
Now, women out there, you can tell me, just tell me, was that the smirk of, what would you call it, guilt? Was that the smirk of guilt? Or is it just she didn't want to talk about it, she felt uneasy and she was afraid? Not to me, I'm going to tell you what I read. I read guilt. I read that she did indeed participate with something with Jay-Z at the time that Beyonce and him were talking. So could have Beyonce have had a hand in the erasure of Blue Cantrell's career? Easily it could be, because it wouldn't be the first time Beyonce did that. Anytime someone was trying to rise up next to her that could be better, even Blue Cantrell challenged her to some kind of a sing-off or something like that. In my honest opinion, if you want to get my honest, mine alone, it would have been a great battle. To see two vocalists go at it would have been a great battle. At the end of the day, I don't think Blue Cantrell would have won simply because Beyonce had too much clout. I think it would have come down to clout. It wouldn't have come down to quality. It would have come down to clout. If indeed she did have a relationship with Jay-Z, and if indeed Beyonce had a hand in doing that to her by killing her career, what does that say about the kind of power that Beyonce and Jay-Z have? Now, I understand you can call him a mogul and you can call her, what is that word? Queen is what they call her, the queen. How did she get that? You know what most queens and kings do to gain that authority? Yeah, they conquer people. They don't just get assigned that. They go to a location, wipe out its inhabitants, take over, and become king and queen. So I can see that, definitely that side of her being queen, where she goes in and takes out people that she doesn't want in her way and gets all the credit for herself. I could see that being the case. We have no solid, and I mean literally no solid, because they know how to hide their tracks, first of all. But you know who else came out talking about them? Jaguar Wright. Now, y'all can say Jaguar is crazy. Y'all can say that she's just mental. But crazy people not always wrong, okay? Just because somebody's mental don't mean they're wrong. It just means that they deliver their truth in a very, well, crazy way. Jaguar's been talking about this couple for a long time, right? And she actually addressed Blue Cantrell once and told her, I tried to warn you about these two. Be careful who you get and mix up with.
Blue. The first Blue. Not they do it a Blue. Blue Cantrell. You a second fool. And you made a choice to work with someone, and you probably didn't realize how nefarious he was when you got involved with him. I didn't. Blue, it's time to talk. Jay-Z worked very hard to erase you and me, just like he did L, just like he did his relationship with R. Kelly, just like he did his relationship with Aaliyah.
This could happen to you, and lo and behold, it happened. Now she can't even get a proper gig. Music industry is rife with crab in a bucket syndrome. It is absolutely rife. Nobody wants to see you thrive unless you do what they want you to do. Beyonce is no exception. And Blue Cantrell found out the hard way that it's not an easy road. Now, what happened since then? Well, we don't think Jay-Z let go of this affection he had for Blue. You see, they named their child Blue. Blue Ivy, to be exact. And their reasonings for that name, well, both Corey and I had a hard time understanding how you can get this derivative, but they used to say, "Oh, look at my little blueberry in the belly." I'm not sure how many of you parents. I'm a parent. I have never seen an ultrasound where I look at it and think to myself, "That looks just like a blueberry." One, it ain't in color, so I don't see the blue, and them things are big compared to what a blueberry looks like. Now, you can make any excuse you want and say we're stretching on that one. But our theory is that he named his child Blue because he never got over Cantrell. Now, what does that mean for his relationship with Beyonce? They're established now. Trust me, they're not going to break up anytime soon. Even if they were to be fighting like cats and dogs behind the door, they cannot break up. Why? Because now their synergy is complete. Her money is linked to his fame. His fame is linked to her money. It's a package deal now. If one goes down, they both go down. They're not willing to let that go yet. You know what's going to be the linchpin to see if this happens is what happens with Puff. It's a very convoluted web that they've woven so far. But if Puff goes down, I could see them splitting up for the sake of saving the empire. But as far as Blue Cantrell goes, I don't think that Jay-Z's over her yet. And I think he did indeed name his child after her. And I think indeed that there's going to come something out in the future that says something to the... Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. For now, Blue, if you're out there listening and you want to talk to us, feel free to come talk to us, by the way, and tell us exactly what happened. We'd like to know. But if he did name his child after you, and Beyonce, girl, if you were really confident in your skills, you wouldn't need to knock other people down just to show that you're that good. It tells us one thing. You probably don't think you're that good, and you need to make sure that the field is very bare so that you can stand apart. Let me give you a little bit of advice. I mean, I'm not as old as you. I don't think so. Maybe I might be older. I might be older than you. Let me give you some advice. The only person that can keep you back is you. And if you feel that other people are the problem where you have to go and destroy them, you have just become your own worst enemy. And the only person you're really harming in all of this is you.